Life isn't always fair.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome back into our monthly streaming about the tournament. We will go to the game really soon. This tournament is introduced and presented by your dear teacher Louis, and we will have few games to see today. Let's see how it will go. So as a reminder, this is the monthly tournament. So we have two tournaments, the Beginner Open and then as well the Happy Pond Open for players a little bit advanced. Okay? So as usually, this is a monthly tournament. Every student that can participate to the tournament will be rewarded with 100 points and as well 10 points per victory. And it's a bit the same for the Happy Pond Open, even if I am not sure that we have a lot of students in this Open. So as every time, every game is 5 minutes plus 5 seconds per moves, and we will also have 7 rounds to follow. Let's go back a little bit to our game. So as you can see, the tournament is already going on, and we have 3 games that are already finished that I will actually open on a side. So the first game was between Yasha and Chess Checkmate. Rack the Meeper just finished his game. We will have a look at it really quick. We have Aimé Céline against Bank as well, and Solal against Senutmi, and Farside as well, who has been exempt from the game. We had also some people who has been late, so that's why that they have a draw in their game. Probably they were playing together. Let's have a look at this first game. So what do we have for today? E4, E5. So we are in Italian game. This pushing pawn are a bit weird. This one, I have to say, I cannot really understand what's going on here. But it's okay. We can actually have a look. We can see that there is quite already a huge advantage for white, as they just gave away a lot of material. But it doesn't mean that it will be the end. It means that it will be the end. Okay. All right. Let's go to the second game with Austin against Raxamipa. I have to say there is quite a huge difference of level between both. As Austin is 1732 elo, Raxamipa is 1327, so it's like 400 elo difference. And as you can see, there is no game. So victory for white as for black, sorry, as white timeout before to play the first move. Next, it's a bit the same between Baba Bank and Aimé Céline. This one was really short, so we will have a quick look at it. Okay, so we have the basic checkmate, scholarmate, which work. I don't really know how, but obviously it worked. Okay, so there is still one game ongoing for this first round between Mad Amazing Earth and Lazy Eyes Louis. Have to be careful about the Lazy Eyes. It can hurt a lot. Okay, so here we have a Sicilian defense. Okay, maybe not the best way to start, but all right. Is okay. I try to understand a bit how have they going. I try to understand how is it going on. What has it done? Why does white let the king and the queen on the same rank? That's a bit a surprise, but it's okay. All right. So lost a pawn. Not a big deal, at least not for now. as a little reminder, when you are down a piece or a pawn, you should probably not try to trade all the pieces. Mostly open up your castle like this, same as Louis did. Okay, so it's a bit messy. I still prefer much more the game of black right now, as I am not sure why does the white actually move the king like this. You just have to bring back your rook, and at least you will be safe for this one. Okay, so the white are trying to push the pawn. For now, it seems like it's working. Maybe it's time for white to actually play with their other rook, and you don't really have to push that pawn there. You should just go to a1 at first, go to target the second pawn, and of course now try to bring your king as fast as you can, otherwise you will lose your pawn. The pawn is already lost, but the main question is, will black see how they can take the pawn or not? So I'm always tempted to let you sedge how to go to take that pawn, but now I will give the answer, which is to bring the rook in d7, and the white have only one defense on that pawn, right? But the black will have two attack, and it will be impossible for the white to defend it. And after losing that pawn, they might be actually with a free pawn less than white, free pawn more than white, sorry, and it will be quite impossible to play for white, as easy as it is. We have to say as well that there is quite a huge difference of level between the two players, as it's around 600 elo. Okay, so it seems like Louis has a little trouble with internet. It looked like this at least. So this is something that we can see quite a lot when talking about young players most of the time, is that you actually have to play with all your pieces. And trying to be in harmony when you play chess is one of the strongest things that you can do. So now I'm not sure how white we try to fight against free pawns. The plan for black seems to be quite easy. At least push this pawn and get the rook just behind the pawn and keep pushing it. At one moment, you might arrive there with a pawn here, with a rook here, and the white will have to bring the rook there. The only way for them to actually take the pawn that will be in a2 will be to bring the king as well. And at that time, you can just sacrifice the pawn somehow and just trade the rooks in the same time. With 3 pawns against 1, you are quite sure to win the game. Okay, let's have a look at the Happy Pawn Open. During the time our two friends finished to play. So in the Happy Pawn Open, we have 23 persons, 23 participants for now. It seems like the first games, at least quite a lot of them finish by KO, I would say, like lost on time. But we still have some games going on. Congratulations to Sebastian for the first victory. Now, Teacher Seb is actually in the top with Chicken Dining as well, which is some sort of subscriber of the Happy Pawn tournament. Doing all the tournaments since I start to do the tournament, means like more than 1 year ago. Quite a long time. We will see a little bit later. Let's see how is this game going on. It seems that the black actually changed their plan, and now it's time to start pushing the pawn. So, as black, little reminder, you don't really have to care about that pawn. You should just run away there and go to take that last pawn. Which seems that it's exactly what the black are doing right now. And it's good because it's the key to victory. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I'm so sorry for today. My friend Magnus cannot join, so I will be alone commenting the streaming. I hope you are not too sad about that. Okay, it's time to keep running. Okay, so as the white are now playing with their rook to block the black king, the plan is quite simple. Push the pawn until white have no other choice than bringing back the rook. When it's done, it means in 1 or 2 moves, the black will be free to go to take that pawn. The other option, of course, is that the white king try to run on the rook, and you will have to move back first, let the king come, and then probably move up, or you will have to let the pawn, as easy as it is. So you don't really have to care about that pawn. At least, not immediately. It will be really difficult for white to take it anyway. Okay, let's go to the happy pawn open, waiting for them to actually play their move. Alpha against real Jenny. Seems to be quite equal for now. And that's the last game of the first round for this happy pawn open. Okay, so now it's time to push your pawn. Should push at it 1 more square. Yeah, just to avoid that. Because now you don't really have any square to go. If they come there, you cannot really say, oh, I will go there. Because the king will just go back. So you have to consider that the king can actually control all these 4 squares by just staying there. And just moving up and down and up and down. And the worst thing for now, when you have your pawn there, that even if you move your rook, which by the way, e8 is the right square, the white can just take the pawn with a check and protecting that pawn, which is even worse. That's why you have to go to e8 actually. Or you can actually go there now. e5 or e8 are quite fine. But as soon as the white retakes the pawn, you have to block it by putting your rook in front of it. And we will see in direct live why rook d5 is not the best move. Because now you have to move your king. Or to move a pawn, that's another option, which seems to be the best right now. Just to still be able to take that pawn. Here. The white king is running. Okay. Little inaccuracy from black right now. I will say at least until the black don't let the opportunity for the white king to run over their pawns, it should be fine. But now, okay, trying to trade the rooks there. Okay, white are playing a move which is not that useful. Let's see, takes a pawn. Which I guess is what black will be doing. Now, trading the rook would be a mistake, and it has been done. There is a little hope if you don't trade the rook and try to have some checks from wherever you want. That's the only option actually to try to counter this free pawn. But I have to say, the odds are like 10% chance of success, even if you keep the rook against free pawn plus a rook. So it's a bit tough. I can see around there that we have some different comments in the chat. And we have teacher Seb saying that Lazy Eyes is my student. Talking about Louise, of course. And Kawandi saying that Louis is my teacher. So I'm really happy to be the teacher anyway. And I want to say hi to everyone. So hi Kodai and hi Kunvadi as well. And Seb, if you are watching, I want to say hi to you as well. I'm sorry for your student. Ah, yeah, okay, Farside. All right. So, hello, Farside. I think you play the tournament, right? And now you already finished your game, all waiting. I hope that you will be able to play a second game for the next round. Should be the case. Just waiting for this game to be over. One more time, I'm so sorry for Teacher Seb, but it will be difficult for his student. Now, if Mad Amazing Earth follows the advice of Farside, it might end up with a stalemate, which is another possibility. We can still have a stalemate in that game. It's the only option and the last option for whites there. And yeah, indeed, I was focused on the games, but I will do something, guys. Is that I will just take the page with the YouTube, put it on my second screen on the side, and now when you are commenting on YouTube, I will be able to see your comments. I will try to answer to all and to read all your comments. That's really nice things that we are able to talk together. I will be really happy to have more of your feedbacks. Let's see if we can find, by the way, some little, I would say, puzzle during the games. I will try to ask you to find a solution if we have the time. Let's see about that later. Okay, now it's game over. We will be waiting for the second round. As we can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 6 different people with 1 point. They will probably play together. The big question is who will play with who. And probably Rack the Meeper against Mad Amazing Earth will be quite an interesting game, I guess. Then we will have maybe Chess Checkmate against Celine, and Sanutmi against Farside can be interesting. Let's see. Farside, as you have 1 point now, you will probably face someone who has a better ranking than you. But don't think too much. It's not a big deal. You actually have the means to win that game, or at least to have a draw. Let's see about it. What will be an amazing match could be to have Rack the Meeper against Farside, 2 of my students playing together. And unfortunately, it will have to be for later. So, first game, Sanutmi against Mad Amazing Earth. Little advantage, at least on the paper, for Mad Amazing Earth. Second game will be Farside against Aimé Céline. Rack the Meeper against Checkmate. Daniel Chess against Shiyanch. I'm not sure that I say it correctly. Dino Solomon against Red Dark Dragon. It looks like it's a dinosaur fight, or at least a dragon against a dinosaur. Bit weird, but... And then we have Yasha against Laser Eyes Lois. Let's open all these games. Some of these games are already going fast. For the first table, we have Senutmi against Mad Amazing Earth with an Italian opening, some sort of Italian opening, I would say. So here, not the best move, definitely, as this pawn is hanging, but the white are in check too. So maybe an option can be to move the knight and just hope that the black winner takes the pawn, which is really improbable. So a better move could be to actually move the bishop in d2, forcing the white to take, or at least to go away, even if they still can take the pawn. But in that case, it will be a little bit risky. Let's see what Mad Amazing Earth will choose. Second game, going really fast. I'm sorry, Celine, but I will have to flip the board and to take the side of my student. We will see how is it going. So we have a Caro-Kann opening. Celine with 1,500 elo, but still a question mark. It means that maybe the ranking is not at 1,500. We will try to see that later. So we have a Caro-Kann opening. Good luck to both of you, by the way. Just let the best player win the game. That's the only thing that matters. Both players seems to be playing fast. I'm not sure about the ranking of Celine for now, but definitely not that low, as we see some interesting things. Good move, actually. Good move from far side there, taking the knight. Here, probably have to take with the bishop. Seems to be the most interesting. Okay, so now it starts to be difficult for white as they are down queen and a rook against a bishop. Not really fair at the end. It will be difficult, but we will see that a little bit later. There is still a pawn hanging there. What about game number 2? Game number 2, we have Raxamiper, 1300 elo, against Chess Checkmate, 1660 elo. So 300 elo difference for both players. Quite huge. On a paper, advantage Chess Checkmate, where we try to see how is it going. We have a Sicilian defense, something that Mikey know already. So Raxamiper know how to play. Developing pieces, everything is fine around that. Okay, trading some, attacking the queen. Now it's time to find a better square for the queen. Let's see, will the black actually choose to go to g3, maybe go to e3? You have some interesting squares, but you don't have so much. So the choice should be quite easily done. And of course, it's none of the squares that I was talking about. The reason why I was not talking about f4 is mainly because you have a little move here, which is bishop d6. That can be a little bit annoying. Okay. What about here? It seems that Daniel Chess is offline, at least for now. But now it's online. Okay. So that's what I would call a weird opening. I'm not sure about both players, about what they try to play or what they want to play. I'm not sure about this too, as you have 2 pawns hanging. Okay, so Daniel seems to love pushing pawns, definitely. Can it be a specialty? Well, Triange actually love to push pawns as well. Let's see how it will go. We try to see that later. All right, what do we have here? Dino against Dragon. Is it a fair fight? I guess Dinosaur actually lived, but long time ago, while Dragon don't really lived anytime. So, okay. Is it some sort of a gambit? I'm not sure. It seems like we have pawns being pushed everywhere, which make me a little bit confused. I don't know why today everybody is pushing pawns. Okay, that's a checkmate. All right, so at the end, the dragon is stronger than the dinosaur. That's what we will try to remember for now. What do we have here? Yasha against Louis. 2 of our young players. Okay, little mistake for Yasha. It's a bishop that is gone there. Okay, all right, that's a rook. Okay. Oh, that's a sacrifice to try to open the position. It's a little bit messy everywhere, as both players are strongly attacking themselves. But let's go back to our position. Okay. So we had a check. Here, of course, the black get a pawn advantage. Okay, this one is tricky, because just in case, if, let's say, the black decide to take the rook, then you have a rook checks here, that can be really annoying. In case you want to move back your knight, you have rook take, and if you move, you will lose the queen at the end. So, really dangerous. Okay, at the end, everything fine. It might be time to castle for black, and obviously they choose to go to the queen side. And no, that was that was some sort of a scam. I was believing in it very strongly, but indeed, castle on the king side is much better. Okay, so I cannot say that this is a great move. Little move that has been forgotten by white there. Just go for the pawn. It's free. Okay. Now it's not really time to go for the pawn, but you can go for the knight, pawn take, and then you go for the pawn. That should be an easy plan. You see that later. Okay, at the end, what happens there? So it started to be a little bit messy between Farside and Aimé Céline. Now, both are fighting, but at the end, far side apply the beautiful stairs checkmate with the rooks, very efficient. What do we have between Rag the Meeper and I try just to go a few moves back as it will avoid that the game is played without me. So this is something that I will do. Okay. And then we will go back there. Okay, so at the end, this is what happened. All right. It seems like the black don't really want to trade the queens, which I can understand, but when you are with a pawn down, is still quite fine. Okay, so now the bishop has to be traded. The white will probably take back with the queen, forcing actually the queen trade. Otherwise, there is a bishop there, there is a pawn there. Something will be lost for sure. Okay, let's go back to our game. Okay, so we were there. Now, of course, you still have the bishop in d6. Trying to find a solution. Okay, I'm not sure about that at all. But at the end, it quite worked. So is there anything to do? Do you have to take it back? Yeah, probably. Okay, that's a bit risky. Now the rook is gone. So as it's a rook, in this situation, the best move is probably to have your rook in e4, trading with one of the bishop, which is not that bad at the end. Mikey chooses to sacrifice the whole piece, which is probably not the best thing to do, as the rook is hunt and lost at the end anyway. So now we have full rook advantage for black, which might be quite complicated to play for white. You have a pawn against a rook. I'm not sure that is totally fair. Let's see how it will end up. We have to know that Mikey, with playing white right now, is a really good tactical player. So he might have some options there. Maybe he will find a fork with the knight, the last knight that is alive. That is a possibility. I'm quite guessing that we will have a knight there and a knight here, which is another possibility. Try to attack that bishop, get a pawn maybe. It seems like it's not in the mind of Mikey for now. Okay, please don't trade the rook. Okay, I will let this around there for now, as we can continue to watch the other games. So it has been a beautiful checkmate at the end, but what a checkmate. Okay, at move number 12, a bit surprising. Let's see what happened between Yasha and Laser Eyes Louis. Okay, so this we saw already. We can also mention that we have a beautiful bishop that can attack the rook and the queen in the same time. This is a free rook. Okay, that ended up being a free bishop. You still have that move, by the way, bishop f5, taking the rook and the queen on the same diagonal. Okay, at the end, the rook is gone anyway, the queen is gone, and we will probably go for a checkmate. Okay, all right, so we will go for, okay, so, all right, I'm a bit confused sometimes about the games. I have to say, the rook can be taken in one move. None of the players actually saw it. Now the black king has to take the rook. Yeah, that's one. And now you have queen f3, check, moving there, and you have a beautiful bishop checkmate, which is not the choice of Laser Eyes Louis. Another choice is just to push the queen and then push the rook. That's two options. Probably the solutions that Laser Eyes Louis has chose at the end. Okay, let's go back to this game. So after Mickey played rook e3, the black are anticipating that the only square for the knight is to go to b6. Okay, maybe not the best. A move that has been missed as well here is to just take the pawn en passant, as we said, which is another option. We can imagine what is the idea of Mickey there, which is probably to push the pawn at the end. It was at least to develop the knight. Now it's not a necessity, but the pawn, this one is attacked 3 times, defended 2. So it will be difficult. Yeah. Okay, that's a pawn. It starts to be difficult for now, as the white don't have any compensation. And now, with a rook check, it will be difficult to play. One more time, there is a pawn there that can be taken. Yeah. So now it will be a checkmate there. Unfortunately. You played well, Mikey. Let's try again later. I'm sure that you will have success later in this tournament. Keep going, and we will see just after that. Okay. What do we have there? So this one we saw it, and about Sanutmi end up quitting the game, resign, after some more trades, as we can imagine. I'm a bit surprised that it has been taken with the rook, by the way, which is not really like the thing to do. Okay. All right, and final mistake to give away your rook. And after you trade, it's over. Okay. Next one will be starting in exactly 10 seconds. What do we have for now? We have Mad Amazing Earth with 2-on-2. We have our local champion Farside with 2 points on 2 as well. And chess checkmate. So Farside against Mad Amazing Earth. Susu, as we said here, you can do it. I hope so. It will be difficult, but that's a possibility. Number 2 is chess checkmate against Shriyonsh. I still struggle to say the name, by the way. Very sorry about that. We have our little dragon against Sanutmi Johansa. I will say Johansa is easier. We have Celine against Louise. And then we have Solal against Raxamiper. And we have our favorite dinosaur, Dino Solomon, against Daniel. Both players actually love to push pawns. So let's see how is it going. It's starting quite fast, I have to say. I will just go back with the game. Everything back to 0. As when I want to watch the game, it will not be already in the middle. Okay, now we can watch one by one. Let's see. All right, I will change side one more time. I'm sorry, everyone, but I want to see from the white perspective. How does Farside plan to fight against Mad Amazing Earth, which, by the way, is 800 elo more than Farside, and on the Sicilian defense. Not the easiest defense to fight, definitely. This move is not the best. You have to develop your bishop first, and then if you want to play that move, you can. Okay, a bit confusing. That's a free knight. Okay, it starts a little bit difficult, so clearly advantage for Mad Amazing Earth for now, with a piece advantage. And some problems, obviously, to develop the bishop for white. It will be quite difficult. Okay, I try to understand what's going on in this game. Okay, that's a pawn. Actually, it's a free one because the knight isn't defending. But in the meantime, it's quite a dangerous thing right now because the white are not ready to castle. So let's see how it will go. We'll try to follow that a bit more in detail. Okay, so as we can see here, the black are threatening for a fork around here, and that's dangerous. But I would say one of the best options would have been to develop the bishops there. Even if you have a trade, you will not avoid the fork. So probably you have to move the rook here in c1. That seems to be the only option, but still, black can take it and you cannot take it back, so you will not be able to castle. That's one of the main problems when you try to castle really late, is that you will end up with not being able to castle anyway. So now you still have the fork, which is a bit of a problem. King d2 seems to be the best option, at least to be able to not be on the open column. Okay, we'll keep that here and see how it goes. Chess checkmate against Shriyonsh. Shriyonsh, how is it going? Italian opening, not really a surprise around there anymore. Okay. Okay. Try to understand how both players are doing it. What do we have? Dragon against Johansa. That's one more time a really, really weird opening. Even for Dragon. Okay. Alright. Everything end up well. Pushing pawns, pushing pawns. That seems to be the plan of our favorite Dragon. I'm not sure about this one, but actually it's quite a beautiful attack on the queen. It might work. I have to say it might work. Where can the queen go? That's the only option. There is a fork there, so actually it's quite a beautiful thing. Okay. Open up all the position, maybe not the best. White definitely have to take with the d pawn, as they can threaten for a direct check with the queen. They choose another option. Alright, so it will end up as soon as black actually has there is a checkmate threat here. Okay, that's how he end up anyway. So, alright. Let's see how is it going right now. What do we have? Lazy Eyes, Celine, Louis against Celine. That's a bit messy. Okay. Alright. There is a fork that has been missed by both players. Okay. Alright, so here, as you can see, when the knight move, you will have a check with the queen on the key. So one thing you should do when you have what we call a discover check is probably to try to move your knight in a square where you can take something interesting. So what we can do about that, we can probably move to b6, for example. So the black will be in check, and when they move the king, then you can use your knight to actually take the rook. By moving there, which is a bit a waste, you cannot really take anything. Okay, end up taking a bishop anyway. Up, up, up. Okay, pushing pawns really fast. Up, and end up losing the knight. Alright. Okay, let's see how is it going there. So we will have a Caro-Kann defense from Rack the Meeper against Solal. Up, up. Okay. Typical Mikey opening. Alright, I guess you could choose this one as well, but it's okay to choose this one. Okay, alright. Wow. Okay. It seems to be a bit difficult for white right now. They will probably have to escape, but where to escape when you are down a queen and a rook and 2 pawns? You don't really have any space to actually escape. So we will see about that a little bit later. Daniels again, Dino. It ended up like pushing pawns like crazy, same as before. Oh, that's a free rook. Missed by both players. That was not a free pawn. Seen by the player. Wow, what a beautiful attack on the queen. Unfortunately, the king can't take it. And it doesn't work because the black chose to move the queen with a check. But the white can just take the queen. And what did the white play? They cover the check. They don't see it. Now the black are taking the advantage, attacking the knight, which they can take for like few moves, and the rook in the same time. The white counter by not protecting none of the pieces, trying to not save either the knight or the rook. Doesn't matter. And of course, the white queen can actually take 3 pieces. The knight, the bishop, and the rook. 2 of them are undefended. 1 of them is defended. It means that when the piece is protected, if you take it, you will lose your queen. and with a beautiful 30% chance of getting a wrong one, I would say, the black actually chose the only one who is protected and lost a queen. So it ended up a bit messy, I would say. That's how I will call it. We try to understand where is it going on, even if it seems like it's already quite over there. Up. All right. Doc, it ended up by taking everything. It's a bit messy. I mean, taking a pawn there, a normal move would just be to take it back and not to push a pawn, but all right. And here, same. You can just take the bishop and basically take everything. It seems like both players are really confused about what they are playing. And it's a bit of nonsense sometimes, but maybe they are beginner and they will just improve. I'm not really sure about what is going on in these games. Okay, so here as well we have a little king race, as it end up like this, that up. Okay, taking everything. Okay, and it end up with a checkmate. So this is totally fine at the end. Good luck, Mikey. That's the first thing I want to say. Good luck. Congratulations for your victory. We not bring you a lot of elo points, unfortunately, but it's totally fine. At least we will see Mikey at the top of the tournament again to fight against the other player. So here it ended up being a bit messy at first, but it ended up with, as we can see, with a big run everywhere. Everything is on sale. It's look like this. Everything is on sale. Okay. So here I'm not sure that I really understand what is the plan of black, why they can just take the rook and they take the pawn. But they choose to not do it, or they do it at the end. Is it possible that it end up like... You have to take the pawn there. Is it possible that it end up with a victory of black? Can Selin actually achieve that? Having a victory where being with down the rook in endgame and almost being checkmate, that would be amazing. It seems like there is something going on in this tournament and something coming back. Is that nothing is possible right now. It's a bit... everything is possible, sorry. It's a bit messy sometimes, but at the end, it's not because you are down a rook or you are down a queen that you will end up losing the game in this kind of games. Sometimes you can be down a rook, down a queen, but you end up winning the game. And this is what is the most crazy in all these games. Like, in this situation, who knows? It can easily end up on a stalemate. Let's say the white decide to play king h1, and then after promotion in f1 with a queen, they move to h2, and maybe king f2, and it will be a stalemate. Okay, still have some room for stalemate. I will not talk too fast. Okay, it ended up as expected with a stalemate. Thank you for watching. That was amazing. I start to think that I'm good with predictions and everything can happen. At the end, I would say for this game that it's quite fair that it ended up with a draw, as Louis was crushing the game from the beginning and end up losing it. So at the end, a draw is... it's okay, I would say. It's fair. That's how we would say it. Okay. Chess checkmate again, Triarch. How is it going on? Where we try to understand what happened in that game a bit more in detail. So in this tournament, at least today, it seems like all the players love to push pawns. Not sure why, but they love it. that's how it is. They just love to push pawns, and then they love to lose pawns as well. This is something that happen a lot. Okay, that's quite beautiful, I have to say. Up, up. Okay. So now, advantage for white about the pieces, but they are down 3 pawns. So it's quite equal. At least we can try to say that it's equal. Not sure about that move too, by the way. Pushing the pawns of the castle, always, like, not always, but most of the time, not the greatest thing to do. Okay, the goal was to trap the bishop. It's a fail. So even if it's a bit messy, at least with pawns, a lot of things undefended, rooks that are popping there just to attack a knight, some things that are quite difficult to understand sometimes, at least about the idea behind it. We will try to not think too much, as both players are still like 1600, 1700. So it can happen at every level, definitely. And by the way, let me know in the comment below, what do you think? Do you think that every move that we saw there, easy to understand about the idea, or is it difficult to understand about what each player wants? Mhm. So it ended up being a bit difficult for far side, as we could imagine. Let's go back to this game. End up losing a lot of pieces and end up with a checkmate. So it's a bit of a miss. Maybe you should see that there is a checkmate, go back there, but we cannot do the word again or change the word. Okay, so I'm still confused. Why do you move your rooks there? Maybe to protect your pawn, but why not go to e5, for example, and being at least in the center? You will lose that pawn anyway, because you have to defend 2 pawns, and that's a mistake, some kind of mistakes that I see quite a lot in games of my students. So I will have to say it one more time. Try to use all your pieces. You cannot fight a whole army with only a rook, like Shriyonsh is trying to do right now. You have to use your pieces. That's why you have a king there that is almost checkmate. You have a rook there that not have been used since the beginning. We have a knight that played only one move since the beginning. And in the meantime, pushing pawns without support. So there is no surprise. Everything has consequences. If you try to push your pawns without support, you cannot be surprised when you start losing your pawns. And this is exactly what is happening with black right now. Keep pushing pawns and even trapping the rook for nothing, just attacking a bishop, which white are actually playing much better on that point as they are playing with their pieces. All the pieces of white are in a game doing something, controlling squares. And this is exactly, even if there is mistake behind it at the end, this is exactly why if I have to bet on something who will win or lose a game, I will tend to think that white will end up winning the game if they stop to give away their pieces. Maybe a little bit too much move with the knight and end up with giving a free rook. Okay, both players are a little bit under pressure with their time. They seem to be quite stressed that they don't really have anything like less than 1 minute of time. It can be a little bit stressful, but you should try to not think too much. It's a chess game. You probably have a winner, have a loser in the game. It doesn't really matter at the end. As soon as you are learning something, you can be probably really happy about the games that you play. Some game will be frustrating for sure, but this is part of the game. It happened. Okay, trying to run away. Maybe it's time to trade the rooks. Maybe. Can be an option. Okay, so black pushing pawns, same as always. When you can move your pieces, or at least when you cannot, because this is the case right now, what should you do? Trap your king and then trap your pawns, I guess. Is it like the best option, the best thing to do? Hmm, always be something difficult. Yeah, this is what we call a zugzwang, actually. It's when you don't have any options and the whatever the move you want to play, it will not be good for your position. So this is exactly what happened to black right now, and they end up having to give away on the pawn to play because they have to play and you have no choice. So being there, trying to go around that corner, that could be an option if you want to try for stalemate, but you will need some help from your dear white, something like rook b6 check, and then you can go to h5. But it seems like this game will be over in exactly one move, and it's exactly what happened. Okay. End of the round number 3. We will go to round number 4 in exactly 50 seconds. For now, let's have a look uh, at the overall ranking. So we have chess checkmate, which took the lead at the exact same number of points that Mad Amazing Earth, except that my Amazing Earth is absent, so might lose the next game, maybe. Says one as the winner for now, and they didn't play together yet. It will be quite sad if Mad Amazing Earth is missing and play against a chess checkmate. I'm not sure how it will end up, but I guess when you say that you are absent, you just don't play the next game. Maybe. I will see that a little bit later. Okay. Beginning of the round. So, actually, they just have absent in the tournament, so they don't lose the game. They just don't score points, which can be a problem for what will happen next in the tournament. So, number 1, chess checkmate against red dark dragon. Up. Then we have Farsight against Raxamiper. Okay, this one we will keep it there. Try to see how it will go. We have Louise against Daniel, Yasha against Celine, Solal against Dino, and we have Chess for Fun against Ashu. Let's see. I'll try to set all the game to 0, as we will look at it later. Okay. And let's have a look at Farsight against Raxamiper. This is a match that I will be waiting for, definitely, as they are both my students. I cannot take side, of course, on this on this tournament, on this match. I just wish both players the best luck, and we will try to see if we can have a winner or not in this game. So both players know each other. They already played together a few times, and I even think that they are friends. So that's a good thing to see. Let's see how it will go. So as they are both my students, they also play the same openings. So in the opening, it will not be a surprise for none of them, as they both know what they will play. Okay. Knight g4, not something that I will play, definitely, but for now, it's quite okay. It's ended up well. I kind of know that Farsight should play rook c8 there, probably a thing to play, just in case the knight move, but castle, yeah, end up with a checkmate. So, Mikey, please have some mercy when you play against Farsight. That's not what I would call nice. Obviously, Mikey just actually want to win the game with no compassion or anything. And it end up like this. So Farsight, next time you want to castle, please check that you cannot be checkmate. Or next time try to keep your knight in f6. That was short, intense, and a bit sad that it ended up so fast. Uh, yeah, that's all. No more comments about that game. Okay, what do we have here? The same dragon opening, really weird opening from the dragon. Okay, it's weird, but it ended up being okay at the end because nobody is trying to take advantage of that opening, which is a bit, how to say, it's a bit weird. Okay, I like that. I like pushing the pawn. It's a good move for white, forcing the knight to go back. Okay. I cannot really be sure about it, about what's going on there. Okay. So black are down a pawn. They have a pawn in d3 that will be difficult to defend, and they push it on a square that they cannot defend. So this is maybe not the smartest way to do it. Can chess checkmate fight the dragon? This is what we will see. For now, the dragon is winning. The dragon killed the dinosaur already. It will be quite difficult to continue. Okay, let's see about Daniel. Ah, Daniel is missing. What about Celine against Yasha? I don't want to say anything. I want to bet that it will be a messy game, as it is often for both players. But for now, it's quite fine. Okay. Yasha should actually take the pieces back. Could help a lot. Okay, you had quite a beautiful move around there. With knight take g6, having a discover attack on the queen. It could work, but it has been missed by both players. Okay, this is an attack king. Weird as dangerous. Queen bye-bye. Okay, that's as expected. Exactly as expected. Okay. So there is a little thing with both players is that when they play, it's really look like both players are playing their moves, but they are not thinking about what the opponent is playing. And this is something dangerous if you play chess, but it's also, I would say, the difference between a player that is between 600 to 800 euro to a player that is 1,100, 1,200. 1,100, 200, and 300, they start to consider about what the opponent is playing. And then you have to anticipate what the opponent is playing. This is more like 500, 600 at least. And you can push with some, I would say, key steps, some, I would say, like big stones that you have to, milestones that you have to achieve if you want to get to the next range about ranking. Quite difficult, not so easy to get every step. Okay, now it should be a checkmate. But that part of the thing that you will have to learn, so it's quite okay. All right, there's three games, sorry, have not been played, so we have one last. We wanted to know at the end, beautiful pawn chain by the way, will the dragon kill checkmate or will checkmate kill the dragon? Suspense around there, big stuff. We try to understand because as I see 1,600, 1,700 players still making moves that are a bit weird, I have to say. Um, I mean, yeah, that's a bit weird. So this is anticipation, okay? Little class anticipation 101. If you take the pawn, white take it back, and your bishop that you moved is still useless because the knight is protecting it. The knight is protecting everything. So this is an amazing move, an amazing knight, and this is one of the things that you learn. The more you are getting better in chess, the more you actually learn. You need to anticipate about what the opponent will play, and both players are not doing it. At least chess checkmate show us that he was not really anticipating about what will happen in 2 or 3 moves, which is, by the way, not so far away from where they are when they are playing, right? So now, what's the point? Attacking a pawn. Okay, so here, moving the king, probably not the greatest idea. One more time. One more time, not anticipating that if the white decide to push the pawn is pinned by the rook, and they cannot take it, even if it's unprotected. So now they realize that it's always a little bit too late. And now, even after rook, you have rook a8, and it's game over. Yeah. It is how it is. So the beautiful pawn chain, by the way, is still a little bit alive. Let's see how it will end up. Probably have to bring the king up there, try to trap this king as he cannot run away. Okay. Chess checkmate, if you want to try for stalemate, you should be careful of try to get rid of your 2 pawns. I guess that's the only reason why you are keeping playing the game, but probably try to push them. I'm confused about what does black wants to do right now. I'm confused about what the white are playing or where they are trying to find a checkmate too. Okay, trying to give away the knight. Not sure about what they want to do, but you have to play your queen. Okay, I'm confused. Let me know, guys. What do you think? What is the faster checkmate? Is it giving away a queen? I'm not sure about that. But let me know, what do you think? How can white success in that game? Except by getting a new queen, which is the easiest option. And black don't even want to take that knight. Okay, all right. So maybe they just want to play. A bit confusing. I can see, and you cannot see. I can see something in the chat of the tournament, which far side said, Mickey, literally, why? Talking about chess, about Rack the Meeper, that end up the game a bit fast. And yeah, I want to understand too, Mickey, literally, why? Tell me, why did you do that? We wanted to enjoy a long and beautiful game, and you waste everything. You cannot do that, you know? You have to be nice with people. We want to have some show around there, some suspense, you know? You cannot decide to block it like this. What will think my viewer right now? They think, oh, these games are way too fast. We cannot see anything. I tend to agree with you. Okay. Big question. I almost want to make you win something in the chat. Will it be a stalemate or not? Big thing. For stalemate, type 1 in the chat. For checkmate, type 2 in the chat. Okay, obviously, white want to play, and they just want to have another. They want just to have another queen, another rook. So they want to have 5 rooks, but it's also the fault of black. I mean, black. One, cause he learned from me. Okay, are you talking about Red Dark Dragon? Red Dark Dragon will end up with with a stalemate. All right. Farsight, can you can you make like a little live comment about the games that you played with Mickey? What do you think? Can you tell us more about that? Except Mickey, literally why? Which is another big question. Maybe we'll have Mickey answering us here to be nice too. Okay, that's beautiful. Congratulations. That's nice. Now we can go back to the tournament. So, next round, starting in exactly 47 seconds. Let's have a look at the Apipon Open during that time. FIFA technique, always there, and actually getting quite good. Real Jenny, keep doing it, playing good as well against Chicken Dining. I will open that game, quite interesting. And Furuha, also interesting, with a 3.5 points. Okay. How does all of this start? Talk. Wow. That's a weird opening. And Chikadani lost her time. So what does it mean? It means that you can actually start with f6, king f7 and win the game. That seems to be crazy to me, but obviously it worked. All right. I just watched half a game and I'm confused now. Okay, let's go to see about our beginner tournament, which is much more fun, I have to say. What is going on there? We have a few different games, new games. One is already over because the opponent of Chess for Fun just a bye-bye. It means that he just left. Maybe one of the opponent missing. We have dragons against Mickey. Mickey can Mickey kill the dragons? The dragons has been the best player for now. It will be a difficult match. Celine against Chess Checkmate, also a match with a huge difference of level. Solal against Louise, this one will be interesting. And Yasha against Farside. This is what we got for now. Let's have a look up. I will go back to the beginning for every game, as we can have a look together. Okay, so let's flip the board. What do we have right now? Rack the Meeper starting with a normal opening. I'm not sure about that. This is a dragon opening. Same as always. Trapping the bishop. I really want to play against a Red Dark Dragon. Just to show him that his opening is not that great. But unfortunately, I cannot join the beginner tournament. Yeah, it will be like this. I can only be really sad about it. Okay, that's weird. Trying to wait. Wait for what? I'm not sure. But waiting. Okay, what do we have here? It should be a difficult game for Celine. Will Celine have a chance of winning that game or not? It would be nice if Celine can do something. Solal against Lazy Eyes. This one should be quite fair. Okay, okay. No comments. For now, a little advantage to Solal due to the piece sacrifice of Louise. Farside against Yasha. Let's see how is it going to. Up. Okay. Okay, a free pawn, a free rook, another free rook, a free knight, a free pawn. What is going on around there? We are at okay. So we are exactly at move 24, and most of the pieces are already gone. It's messy, I have to say. It's messy. And Farsight decide to castle. It's time. Well, after going to supermarket and take all the pieces of Yasha, this is what should happen at the end. Not, you cannot say that it's the most beautiful castle ever, but it's fine. Okay, all right. Let's go to our game. Where were we before that? So, Red Dark Dragon trying to give some activity to his pieces. It will work, at least for now. So, here both the bishop and the queen are attacked. Not a problem at all to take the bishop, which was already trapped. Not sure that it was the best move from Red Dark Dragon. This was not a bishop that would cause any troubles to anyone. So, alright. About the position right now, material is equal. So white have a knight and black have a bishop. The white bishop is totally trapped. The only thing that will play right now is can white actually solidify this pawn structure that is quite weak with that pawn as well. For now, the queen is protecting, but you might have to push at least c3 and then probably to push b4 just to stop these pawns from moving there. Just stop it. The pawn cannot move, and then you try to bring your knight to here, which is definitely one of the best things to do. Okay, a queen trade. This is quite forced as there is a king on the same diagonal, and now it's time to do something. Probably with a knight there. Can be interesting. Definitely. Ah, okay. Rack the Meeper, Mr. Mikey, it's time to give activity to your pieces. Now you should push, not take. Push, please. If you take, you give activity to the white bishop. So if you push, you are making troubles to the white bishop, and you move for nothing. Okay. Not good, not bad. Not taking the pawns, that's fine, but okay. So now the structure, the pawn structure of black will be destroyed just in case of a trade. This is what happened. Rook c5 seems to be a great move, even if it means that this pawn will be quite weak. So let's see how it will end up. We can consider for now that the rook in a7 and the rook in a1 are quite stuck. Maybe just pushing the rook. No need to think too much, but in that case you might have a pawn there. So if everything goes well, same as anticipated, you should have a pawn there at first, a rook coming there to protect the pawn, and everything does not go as it planned. So it's okay. Now you have something to play is rook d6. No, rook d6, no. Rook a5 probably, a bit better. Forcing the rook b6. Yeah. So you can also like just trade the pawns, that's another option. Just be sure to have your king quite safe, as when it will arrive there, when the pawn will arrive to a2, the only option to try to convert that pawn into a queen, or at least to get some material from it, will be to play rook b1 with a check. This is probably why, I don't know what's going on. What? Okay. The king is a bit too close. And you have to be prepared for that move. At least move your king. But it's not really an option. You will have to go back with your rook anyway. So might go back with the rook right now. Okay. That up is done. For now, Mikey is safe. Try to see what will be the next things to play. Okay, bringing the king, totally understandable. This is why you should not push your pawns like this, mostly when you are totally trapped with your king. In endgame, you will need your queen, and if you don't play with your queen, you cannot expect to have anything from it. Like your king will not help you. And this is what had to happen, unfortunately. Okay. I don't really understand why, but it's okay. All right. So chess checkmate end up by checkmating Celine. Solal against Lazer Louise. How it goes? Quite a nice combination from Louise. Beautiful. Pushing the pawns like this, I'm not sure that's the best thing to do, but it's okay. We all know that both players love to push pawns for not so many reasons, and most of the time losing their pawns, but they do it anyway. Okay, what about that? It ends up that far side with a huge advantage finally find a way to go to checkmate. As easy as it is, up, and this is like a signature from far side, just going for checkmate with two rooks, as easy as it is. Okay, what happens there? We try to see. Not really any hope in this game. Yeah, there is no hope. It's game over. Checkmate in few moves. So I have to go back first. Rook coming there, and then king there. Okay, going for a checkmate in one move. Quite a nice decision, I would say. There is nothing more to do, so it's quite fine. Okay, I'm a bit confused now. I want to pray for stalemate. It would be beautiful, but it would be nice. Please, go King G3. Can it happen? Actually, it will not be fair if we have a stalemate. I have to say it. Okay, now it will be a checkmate. Except if he promoting a rook. No, that's not the goal. That's the goal, promoting a rook. Okay. Wants to play totally fair when you are done like this, mostly against a player like a red dark dragon, which is quite a good player. There is not any need to actually continue. So you can just resign when you have no hopes of winning or even no hopes of making a draw. There is not really any need to continue. But who knows? All right. Let's continue the game there. What is happening? I'm not sure. A bit confused sometimes when I try to see what will happen. It is really difficult to anticipate what will the player play. Like, for example, here, Lazer Eyes Lewis just play Rook E8, while it was quite obvious that you have to play Rook G7 to attack 2 times the pawn. And now, Rook G8 will be an amazing move, as it will offer the opportunity for the white to get a queen, which is not what I've been playing. And you push a pawn all around there to, at the end, give it away, even if you have to lose a knight, but taking a fork. Impossible to anticipate about that. I would say this is part of the game. This is why it's somehow beautiful to see a beginner player or young player playing, is that you cannot expect anything because you will never know what will happen. And this is the thing beautiful. This pawn end up being unprotected for a while and still there until last move. So I'm trying to understand what is going on. You see, now you think that, okay, it's game over, so black has two rooks and will win the game for sure. And guess what? Maybe you are right, but maybe you are wrong. Maybe it will end up with a victory of white. This is totally possible at the end. So the white went from a position of victory to a position where they are totally lost. We'll try to see what's going on. I cannot say anything, just want to let you watch, because whatever prognostic I would say, I will be wrong. I will probably be wrong. Okay. For once, what should happen happened at the end. So, congratulations to both players. Let's go back to our tournament to see how it went. So for now, next round, and we have 2 more rounds to play. Red Dark Dragon, first with 4.5 points, which is quite nice at the top of the tournament. Didn't lose any game. And we have Chess Checkmate just after it. And surprisingly, we have Laser Eyes Louise at the 3rd place, which is nice to see as well. Chess for Fun saying I'm seeing YouTube of Happy Pun. Welcome. Welcome. You are free to talk to me there if you want to. I will be waiting to see your games if I can, if you are there to play for the next round. I hope so. Let's see. You will have some comment from me directly. All right. What about this new round? We have Laser Eyes Louise, Far Side against Chess Checkmate. So Louise will be facing the dragon right now. We have Rax the Meeper against Chess for Fun, and we have Yasha against Solar. So this will be 2 things that we try to see. It's playing fast, so I need to slow them down. Slow down, slow down. Oh, okay, let's start with this game. So, dragon opening, same as always. Okay. We have the Scandinavian opening around there too. It will be quite difficult to play, mostly when you don't take support. So I guess Chess Checkmate is a bit confused about that. Why does a white play this move as well, when if you actually push the pawn, the knight has to go to a3, which is not a good move as well. Okay, so for now it's a bit confusing. It's not supposed to happen like this, mostly when you play a Scandinavian opening. But this is what is happening. So we try to understand what is going on there. Okay. Rax the Meeper against Chess for Fun. Chess for Fun seems to be actually like slightly better on the paper. And we try to see how is it going on. Does Rax the Meeper has a chance to beat Chess for Fun or not? This is what we try to see. Okay, so we have the advanced variation of the Caro-Kann there. Black trying to block the pawn structure of white. Okay, some pawn trade. Wow. Okay. This is something that you should consider. The rook will not move. You have to somehow consider it. And now start to have some troubles. All right, so it's a mess. I have to say it's really messy. Okay, time to run away for black. That's the only option they have. And they might not run away so far, actually. Let's see. Material advantage, by the way, for white as well. And indeed, didn't run so far. So this is take it as a lesson, Mikey. Be careful about what you play. It's not because you see a rook to take that you should not consider about the checkmate threats. Okay, so short, intense, same as always with Mikey. I feel like it. And congratulations to Chess for Fun. Nice game, nice attack. Yasha against Solal. All right, still some sort of a weird opening from Solal. So, a quick question, guys. This is a question for a million baht. How to go to f6 when you have a knight in g8? You might think that the right answer is to move your knight to f6, right? Guess what? You are wrong. So, you are wrong. The answer is you have to go to h6, and then you have to go to g4, and then you can go to f6. Ah, you didn't saw it coming, huh? I know that. Me neither. I was thinking that the answer was just to move the knight there, which is obviously not what our player chose to play. Here say, this is a little advice for everyone. One thing important. When you have a bishop like this, the bishop needs some open squares, like this, as the bishop is able to move. Okay, for example, you want to develop your bishops, you can have two beautiful squares around there or around there, right? If you move something to block your bishop, like a pawn, your bishop will not be able to go out of the starting square, which is something to consider, all right? So as it is, now the bishop are trapped. Okay. All right. Okay. What is going on? Good question. But it's still fine for now. At least Solal still gets his extra piece. So we try to understand and see a little bit later. Okay, let's go back with far side and chess checkmate. What is happening there? All right. So, little thing to consider. Before everything, before to move, basically, you should try to consider, can I take some free material or not? When you look at the position right now, do you think you can take some free material or not? Is there someone in a chat to answer me and to tell me, can white take some free material or not? Up, I flip the board for you. Up, just go back to the position. Okay, so we are at that point. So far side answering to her own game. Here, at this position, you cannot take free material. So I have a little question. What about this pawn? Is it free or not free? Answer? Good question. So here it's actually quite interesting as you will make the rook move. And then you can start to think about castle or do whatever you want. Okay? Another thing, trying to attack here is also interesting, as you have two pieces to attack, forcing the black to castle. But now, this knight here is a little bit in trouble if this one moves. Okay, the blacks focus on trapping the bishop, so obviously you have to push a pawn, 1 or 2 square. which is what white played. So quite good. Up. All right. I would say this is quite dangerous, just in case you have a queen there and a bishop, a rook there and a bishop can be dangerous. Yeah. Okay. So losing a piece, sacrificing somehow a rook. Now it will be difficult. Yeah. Okay. So quite difficult to play. I'm not sure that 2 pawns are enough for a rook and a bishop, but we can try to see about that. Okay. What about Laser Eyes Louis against Red Dragon? I think that nobody can beat the dragon today. Dragon has been way too strong. Up. Yeah. The dragon obviously see when you give free material, but at the end, the dragon end up by giving free material that Louis does not take. So this is also another problem. Okay, same here. The dragon seems to be tired. Can just take the rook there, but might be thinking I have time to move my bishop and to checkmate directly, which not have been the case, but you can still take it there. Okay, so find another way for checkmate. Nice game. All right. So difficult with a rook and a bishop. Okay. So I guess Miss Farside is waiting from for the black to actually move away the rook as they can promote in a queen, but it might never happen, unfortunately. A bit sad. Okay. So Yasha is still fighting with Solal. I cannot say that Queen c4 is the best move ever, but it's just losing a rook, which now it's losing a pawn. Losing a pawn that white decide not to take. It's this match. This match looks a bit like I have an image coming to my mind right now. It looks a bit like two blind people going on a boxing fight and trying to hit each other, but because they are both blind, they cannot see each other. And this is a bit what is happening in that game. At least it looked like this. In some sort, like, okay, white can take the pawn for a while, and in the same time, black can just push a pawn and have a fork between both pieces. That they are doing right now. What is happening? Okay, so there is still an option, by the way, for white is just to take the pawn, which they are doing too. What is happening there? All right, so sacrifice the queen for a rook. Maybe not the best deal ever, um, but somehow it's a deal. Okay. All right, all right. Okay, so uh, we had like a little moment of light, and now we are back without the light. So there is a rook that is waiting to be taken there, and the light is coming back. So it was supposed to be a rook loss, and now it ended up by being not a rook loss, but just two rooks for a queen. A lot of things are going on in this kind of game. You cannot imagine about emotions. It's huge, something huge. Okay, developing the rook, a good square, at least the only one possible. Let's see what is going on. I guess if we have king d8, we will have queen d3 checking, and the black will not take the queen. Is something like that happening? I will say, okay, I start to understand things about beginner play. No, I don't. Okay, okay. So what do we have? Try to understand what player will be doing. I have to consider that actually black don't have a lot of time, and unfortunately for Miss Farside, it ended up quite bad with a checkmate, but it's okay. All right, what is going on? So basically, here is the story. The white want to push the pawn to get a queen. Only the pawn, not playing with any other piece, but playing with the pawn. So now the black see a pawn, they want to take a pawn. Fortunately, they're playing quite well. They see that they will lose the rook if they don't move it, and they move it in the wrong square, so they end up losing it. Now, there is another move, which can be just to have a... Ah, okay. So now the white, who actually want to push their pawn, might think about pushing the pawn, right? This can be an option. Even if you think that the pawn will be free if you play it there, that's probably not the case. So we try to understand about that. What is going on? Can black play? No. Ace look like no. Black timeout. It's over. Congratulations to Yasha. Okay, let's go back to our tournament. So we have the dragon, which is for now the best player of the tournament, with 5.5 points. We have chess checkmate, which is with 5 points, the second player, and we have 3 people fighting for the third place. Where I should Mac. So we'll have to try to see if one of the 3 players will actually take the lead at the end. For now, it's Lazy Eyes Louis, which has 3.5 points and 6.5 on a tie break, 6.75 on tie break, and then is Celine. Both players already played together, so it will basically depend on who they will play just after, who they will play against. Let's see that. So we have Celine against Red Dark Dragon, which I don't want to say anything, but I think Dark Dragon will actually win that game. So we'll probably have Louis ending up in case of a victory, which is already the case, because of a bye. So that's a bit luck, but congratulations to Louis, because now Louis can actually be number 3, and nobody can go on top of that. Nobody can score more, except maybe Chess for Fun, but not even sure. We have to get a match between Chess for Fun and someone else, which is higher than the bye, just to get a better tiebreak. I'm not sure if it's possible. I'll have to check that a little bit after. Okay, so Celine against Red Dark Dragon, chess checkmate against Chess for Fun. That might be an interesting and difficult match. We'll try to understand about that. See that later. We have Solal against Farside, and we have Yasha against Raxamiper. So these 2 last game, we probably play a bit faster. Mrs. Farside, I think you forgot to play your game. So maybe it's time to put the stream on pause and to go to play your game. All right, so Red Dark Dragon is not playing for now. Oh, okay, so here, Chess for Fun, about your opening, I have to say it's good, no worry about that, but maybe you should try to think about developing your black bishop before to push the d6 pawn. Just a suggestion if you want to improve, as now you can see during the game that your black bishop is a bit trapped. So no worries, I guess you will find a solution. Okay, solution found, but now it's no, it's not losing a piece. You can go back and yeah, but it's losing a pawn at least. I think that will be the main problem of losing the pawn there. And after that, you have a fork. It's not to be difficult. Okay. Solal played, Farsign still out. Okay. Yasha against Rack the Meeper. Who will win the game? That will be something to consider. Okay, all right. No surprise around there. Sacrifice from Yasha, same as always. Huge sacrifice. Okay. We will see that a little bit after. Okay, let's continue with our game. Quite interesting. Now we have some threats, dangerous threats of checkmates. Yeah, that's a bit sad for you, Chess for Fun. I'm quite sure that you will do better next time. Congratulations for your tournament, by the way. And we don't have any game to watch for now, not so much. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go to the ranking really fast. So for now, what do we have is Chess Checkmate first with 6 points, waiting for Red Dark Dragon to play his first move. I cannot believe that he's offline, but actually that's the case. So just in case Red Dark Dragon losing the match, it will be a victory from Chess Checkmate. And Chess for Fun will stay at number 5. And Celine can actually beat Louise and take the third place, which will be quite awful for Louise after what she have done during this tournament. Let's see. Who won the match between both of them? Is it Louise or is it Celine? They made a draw, yeah? Okay, they made a draw. So they should end up at the same place, which is more or less the case, but cannot really know how it will end. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Please let me know in the comments if you watch the whole streaming. What do you think about the tournament? Did you like it? Do you want to learn more about chess? Are you a beginner or a good player? You have a lot of things. I would love you to talk to me, just to give me a little bit more information and to know who I'm talking to. That would be a pleasure, same as always, to know you a little bit better. But we will actually see about that when we will have some also comments on a chat from some people that I don't know, probably. We will see about that. Okay. Farsight lost the game, unfortunately. Red Dark Dragon end up with losing the game as well. On time. It means that at the end, Chess Checkmate is the winner. Congratulations for fighting the whole tournament. Red Dark Dragon, amazing tournament. Unfortunately, losing on time on the last one. And Celine, I would say a bit like a carjacking Louise from this third place and this podium after winning against the best player of the tournament on time because the player is missing. So that's a bit sad to end up the tournament like this, I have to say. But anyway, congratulations to all players. I can see Rax the Meeper as well on the top 5. We will have a lot of things to talk about, so it's always great for students of HappyPwn. All the students of HappyPwn will have this luck, I would say, to be able to talk with their teacher and to analyze all the games. This is one of the main reasons why I will encourage all the players to play the tournament. It's not because I want you to win the tournament. That's not what is the most important, at least for now. And for now, the only thing important is that you can improve, right? When you will have the same level as Magnus Carlsen, then I can understand that you don't want to play the HappyPwn beginner tournament. But before that, you can still play it. All right, so congratulations to all the players. It's getting a little bit messy on the second hand as we had some player end up leaving the tournament. But all the players who played, all the HappyPwn player, at least HappyPwn students, I'm sure that your teacher will be happy that you play the tournament. They will also be really happy that you can share with them about your victory and your defeat and be able to learn a little bit more. Okay, so this is all for the HappyPwn beginner tournament. And we still have some round in the HappyPwn Open. So for the HappyPwn Open, for now, Real Genie is still the winner with 6 points over 6, waiting for the last round. So in this round, we have a few different players waiting for it, I guess, or still playing. Jessifer still playing, always, every tournament. So we have some comment in chat that is quite interesting. I don't really know for now who is Real Jenny, and I saw some information that Real Jenny is probably a chess teacher. That will explain many things. Stay with me for more information. We'll try to understand a little bit more later. Okay, so what do we have? We have Ryan 30 against Jesse Fair. We have Bungle John against Alpha. We have VKR against David. Shanti against Zenatan. And VG against HSN 9999. Please, guys, if you think about me a little bit when I try to say your name in a tournament, try to find easy name. You know, you can just call your name player 1 and player 2 and player 3. It will be really nice for me as well. Really easy to say, you know. But HSN, this one is difficult. Same for some people who have a really long name. Is really difficult for me as well. Because I have to say your names many times, you know. Okay. Jessifer is back with a defense. Not a surprise from what we saw in the previous games. Talk. All right. What do we have next? Okay. It's a bit messy, but end up with an advantage of a pawn. Okay, Bungle John against Alpha. So I would say a little advantage to Alpha, but nothing is more sure. Okay. Not sure. I prefer the game of white, actually. But it's alright. Okay. David against VKR. Slightly advantage for VKR, obviously. Shanti against Zenatan. It seems to be over for Mr. Shanti, unfortunately. And I will say Ashna, maybe. It's not SHN because too long. Trying to checkmate VG. Can one of these players find a checkmate? Is there a checkmate? That's another thing. I'm quite curious. Guys, when you see the position like this, can you see a checkmate or not? I have to say, if you ask me, for now, with that pawn, at least, I don't see a checkmate. I think that knight e6 might be great. Is it an option after rook f7? Not immediately, at least. Yeah, not immediately. I cannot be sure about that. Is there an option? Maybe. Pushing the pawn, can it work? Take, up, take, and then if you can find push the pawn, you have a checkmate there. But that's obviously not what has been chosen by the players. So let's see how it will go. Can I want to know? Okay. Mm, okay. Here end up with a checkmate that was anticipated. Oh, I will clear a bit my stuff. Let you watch about this game that we have around there. It's a little bit less spectacular than the beginner open. I can easily understand that. And it's also much slower. So I will let you a little bit more time to actually understand what's going on and try to see about what can be played or what should be played. All right? I will just make some little moves to indicate you about my main ideas or the things I'm thinking about. Okay, so now obvious threat, the pawn is pinned and not protecting the rook anymore. So in case the black do nothing, the white can just take the rook. So the black are doing something, protecting the rook with the king right now, protecting this pawn in the same time, but it will not be for so long. Just in case, if they choose to move the rook there, you have a check and the rook is lost. So the only option might try to go either there or there, go far away. It's the only option. But just in case, if black decide to move the rook, then you still have the check there, which is impossible to cover. Yeah. And we'll end up with having a knight check, which will be forced the black to actually sacrifice the rook on the knight. If they don't do, of course, and they choose to move their king, you have another discovered check there, losing the queen. Oh, it's a bit messy, but you will see that in detail. I'm quite sure that black will actually take the knight. Otherwise, we will see a discovered check there. Yeah, okay, so that was pre-moved by white. Quite anticipated, quite expected. But now, similar, we have a bishop take h6 that the black have to think about. That's their option, but we still have, yeah, some problems there. And you have a checkmate. Yeah, okay. What about this one? This one seems to be over for white. But the reason is that white are low on time, black are low on time. It seems like maybe, let's see, do they know actually how to conclude? Try to see. Obviously they start to know, I guess, how to conclude about this kind of position. You can have a check, but it will not be like the most important thing. Probably have to move back the knight anyway. Or also option is just to move a rook there and to go for a direct checkmate, just in case white with low time don't see that by taking the knight there will be checkmate. So now only option is actually queen there, but it's losing a queen. Rook there is losing a rook. So there is not really any options for uh, for white, because now they have to take, and after queen take, you have king there losing another rook. And then you will have knight there and a checkmate. Yeah. Maybe pushing a pawn just to be sure that you will never escape, but there is nothing to understand about that. It's not really like a difficult game to play for players who are around 1900, at least for Afar. Okay, what do we have next? Here, end up with a checkmate. Just if I end up in checkmate. Okay. So, last round, starting in exactly 30 seconds. This is what we will try to see just after that, how it will be going, who will play against who. We try to see about Real Genie as well, which is a new player that I never saw in an online tournament and playing quite good. So we will see that. As well, Real Genie has almost a new profile, or maybe doesn't play really much. Okay, so as you can see, we can see who Real Genie play with, and now playing with the black against Ryan 30. Okay, up. All right, let's open all these games. So Ryan, VKR, Jesse Fair against Chicken Dining. This one will be interesting. FIFA Technique against Alpha. Burger John against Zenatan. Not found Carlsen. Same as my Carlsen on the stream, guys. I cannot find him too today. He wanted to sleep. Cannot wake him up just to play the tournament. I understand. And against Ursh 9999. Okay, let's try to see what do we have. Ryan against Jenny. It seems that Jenny find a new weird opening to play. Okay, and what about you? Okay, I'm not even sure how to call this opening. I cannot be sure. I cannot be sure. I don't remember. I don't remember how to call this opening. I want to know, but I cannot remember. Ah, it's the England Gambit. That's why I remember about it. Okay. I just remember about the position, but I'm impossible to be sure. This is not really about the theory, I guess. This is not what I remember, at least. Let's see how it will be played. Chicken Dining missing. FIFA Technique against Afa. What do we have around there? Talk, talk, talk. Okay. All right. Nothing so spectacular for now. Zenatan with an equal game against Burger John. Even if I have to say, much more prefer the black game for now. It was a Caro-Kann opening. That's why I prefer the black game. No found Carlsen. What is happening? This is the Russo Gambit. If I'm not mistaken, is it a Russo Gambit, guys? I think so. Is a Latvian. Russo is without the knight. Okay. Or the Russo is with the knight in c3. I'm not sure, but it's similar anyway. Okay. Two interesting gambits that we can see around there. So Latvian Gambit, it has been found actually that it's not good for black. But we will see. It will be challenging. I guess Ash 9999 is playing that against 1300 ELO because the risks are a little bit reduced. But let's see. Can be interesting to see as well. Okay, how does this end? Okay. All right. Okay. I'm not sure that the sacrifice of piece was really worth it. At least it seems like it was not worth it. But maybe I'm mistaken one more time. But I don't think so. For me, it was not worth it. White don't have the compensation enough for just a pawn. And now they trade the queen. So it's quite done. Okay, let's go to other games. Okay, all right. VKR trying to defend himself or herself. I'm not sure. I don't remember. Okay. A bit difficult, probably. Chicken Dining will probably lose on time. Up. What do we have next? Alpha against FIFA Technique. Okay. All right. Cannot take because the queen is unprotected for now. Is there something you can play to avoid that? That's a big question, but I don't see. Okay. Trading. Just in case the black cannot take the pawn for sure. If they want to take, they have to take the queen first, and then rook take, and then pawn take. And after knight take, and take is quite equal. Slightly advantage for white. So that's probably why Alpha don't want to trade, I guess. But now with 1, 2, 3, and 4 attack, the pawn is for free. Because 1, 2, 3, 4 attack, and 1, 2, 3 defense. So end up probably taking the pawn first, or maybe taking with the knight. It's totally fine as well. With the knight you have the pawn, which is not an option. So you have to take actually with your pawn. But just in case, if knight take, then the pawn is there and you will be in not good position. So that's why he don't took it. By doing that, around there, with a knight and a queen, trying for a quick attack around there. Will it work or not? Probably not. My bad. It's actually working. At least for now. I'm trying to see something. Okay. Queen take. King on the side. King check. Check and then take. But it's risky because after knight takes, the white have nothing and they have to protect their queen. So maybe not an option. Not for now, at least. But probably have to take the pawn first, I guess. Maybe not. So, okay, that was just a free pawn. Now there is a fork between the king and the queen. Will it be seen? I'm a bit confused about Alpha right now, as he don't saw that he was losing a pawn in h7. Is it a blunder? Is it all calculated? It will be difficult, I cannot say. But one thing sure is that if Alpha don't see the fork, it was not a mistake. It was not all calculated. It was probably a mistake. We will see that. Alpha is getting quite low on time as well, which is a bit worrying. Okay, he saw the fork, so maybe it was all calculated, but now he's probably at least not in a great position for that pawn. Let's see. Let's see. We might have some interesting stuff. Cannot be sure for now. Is it working? Queen check, king there. It's working if you push the pawn first. If you push the pawn, the knight has to move wherever. And when the knight moves, then you have queen check, king here, and then rook take on a check. This is a possibility. Otherwise, I cannot say anything more for now. Okay, what is going on there? Up. Okay, so still the piece advantage for Genie. will be quite difficult to play for sure. Okay, step-by-step mistakes. Ryan is getting crushed at the end, but it's a little bit difficult, so we can understand. Okay, VKR against Faruha. Still okay for now. Faruha is trying to push, but VKR is still alive, even with 45 seconds. Okay, it ended up going okay with the pawn directly. And now, okay. Is it working? No, it's not working. What is the solution then? Quite difficult. Maybe, trading the rook was attacked. So trading the rook, okay. And then probably a check. Is it the thing to play? Is it the option there? Maybe. And then after king f7, what is the move? Is there a move? Big question. Except taking the pawn, I'm not seeing much right now. I'm not seeing much. Mostly because if you actually move your knight after knight h6, the queen is trapped. So my bad. I was saying I don't see much. I see actually. You have to get back your queen. Is the white diagonal the most interesting, or is it this square with this whole row available the best? That will be still a question. Probably choose the diagonal, at least for now. Little threat there, just in case if a knight move, then you have a checkmate. But have to consider about that. Okay. Is there a check there? Can be interesting? Probably. At least for now. Yeah. Probably interesting. And then I guess just push a pawn like a h3, just in case. We never know, right? Can be always interesting to have a pawn pushed to protect about checkmate. Or maybe moving the king, but I don't think so. Moving the king there, you will have check there, can be annoying. Probably have to go back. So maybe not this one. Quite interesting about how will white end up doing with their position. I will wait. I kind of want to know. Okay. End up trying to trade the queen. 2 pawns advantage. Okay, that's fair. It can work. Knight is good. All right. Now what? Now what do you want to play? Still have free pawn. Still have a free pawn in g7 for white, but obviously the only thing in their mind is to trade the queen and maybe seeing some things like this. So it's a bit confusing. I'm not sure what they're trying to do. And another point is I'm not sure why white are not playing with their rook. I mean, they have a rook, you have to play with it. Okay. So now finally white can trade the queen. Was it the main goal or not? Or they wanted the check? All right, so it will go back to starting square. Okay. And now what? It will be really like not great and not fun if white decide to move the knight and be checkmate like this. But it can happen. So probably move the pawn. If you don't know what to do, just move the pawn. Make your king safe. That's always important. Okay, so this check was not useful, definitely. Mostly now losing a pawn, and you cannot even put your rooks there. So I will have to understand. You will lose a knight too. What was the point? Oh, losing the knight. No, not really. You can actually go back. Or play that. Yeah, it's kind of working. It's working. Yeah, it's working. Good. Okay. Come on, Alpha, you need to play something. No! Black timeout. Okay, it happened. It's like this. We cannot control it 100%. Zenatan end up a checkmate about Bungle Joan. Not found Carlsen. He obviously found Ush 999 on time, at least. The game was not long, so maybe one of them just disconnect. Probably. Probably unfortunate disconnection because the black were totally winning. So it's fine. Okay, white resign at the end. Understandable. And Ryan against real Jenny is still playing for now. Will it change something or not? Probably not at the end. It will not change anything. We will have a Faruha number 2 of the tournament. FIFA Technique will probably be number 3. And Ryan, where was Ryan? Ryan ended up as a 9th position. So it's fine. No risk anyway for Jenny. Perfect tournament. Good job. Congratulations with a little PEV at a 2,400, which is quite beautiful. We have 3 actually great players on the podium. It's really a pleasure to see FIFA Technique on the 3rd place. Congratulations. Congratulations to all the players. That was a pleasure to be with you during this 2 hours, a bit more than 2 hours, 2 hours 15. And I hope to see you again next month for the next tournament. Have a great day, everyone. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.